guys. That's sunset. That is a sunset. That is a sunset. That is a sunset. And that is also good lighting. God, that is so beautiful. All right. We're going to take advantage of that. So finally, you guys are going to get the codes. The codes. Codes that you need to the codes that you need to defeat the matrix. No, we're not going to defeat the matrix. You want to master it. I guess that's defeating it, mastering it. Same thing. Let's see. All of this clutter and noise has some sensibility. We'll do something a little different today, guys. I'm going to do like this. I'm going to throw the fucking edge. And then YouTube freaks out. Oh no! The phone isn't in the proper orientation, man. Hurry up. More money, more money, more money. All right. Mofo sending more money. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. Who's sending all this money? Who's sending all this money? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Most High is. The Most High is. All right. Christians gave up, man. They gave up. They gave up, you know? This bitch-ass Christians gave up. But there are those of us who went through the hell, man. We went through hell, brother. Hell. We went to hell and through hell, and we got through it. And we made it happen. I'm trying to capture the best lighting here, and part of me is getting ready to say, fuck all. Let's go with what we got. This motherfucking truck. Goddamn Penske son of a bitch. This asshole, he's not always, this is like the second time he's come around in my video. Fucking Penske. Penske son of a bitch. This is an example of how you deal with adversity with charm. There's so many words that I'm so close to using right now. Yeah, let's see if this even fucking works, man. Let's see. Testing. All right. Thanks so much, Mike Dowry. I may have to kill it. I hope y'all can hear me. I hope so. Let's say testing. Let's see if it's even transmitting. I don't think it is. I don't know. You know what? All right. Trying to get the best lighting, and I'm saying fuck you to my microphone because it's a good microphone. I'm very pleased with it, but all right, the show will go on. I hope the sound is good on this. I don't know if it will be. We'll do this. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Messi? We'll just do like this. I'm gonna just give it what I got. All right, let's get into it, guys. Look, you're Apex, so you're here. Let's make this happen. All right, guys. I'm like one of the most beautiful sunsets I've seen in my lifetime. Like really, I showed it in the beginning part of the video, so check out the video when I post it later. Stop settling for the life of a prey animal. If you are Apex, all the videos going out further in this channel are going to be for Apex people only. So I'm not going to worry so much about offending people or being crass or being harsh or anything like that. So A lot of us Apex individuals settle for the gummy worm life. You know, our gummy worm friends, gummy worm family, things like that. Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? Koye the boy animations. What's up? He subscribed. I just ruined my hair. Destiny. All right. Yeah, totally can get a shout out. Thank you guys for likes. A lot of us Apex individuals settle for a gummy worm life because we feel like we're not as big as the mission that we feel inside of ourselves. There are a lot of times that people want to give up on life, especially as Apex, and you say, man, I'm tired of just like being here, you know, because this isn't working for me. And the truth is, you don't want to leave this world. You actually want to do what you were sent to do. And so today's video, we're going to talk about the 5 mindsets that you must throw away and also how to cultivate your Apex nature. You're Apex, so you've got to reject anything that is beneath your status. That includes all of the things I'm going to talk about today. This is permission to say, fuck no to things in life that don't align with you. And I'm talking to Apex Christians, and this is the thing, Christianity is the scaffolding for the Apex Human Awakening that is being presented here on this channel. The world wants you docile, stupid, and weak. The church wants you obedient, naive, and compliant. Science wants you stupid, gullible, and proselytizing. Your fears want to keep you quiet, but you're not some gummy worm, gospel gobbling, I was about to see a G word, fitting into God's candy bar, okay? You're not a bitch, is what I'm saying. You are Apex, and that means you were designed to master, demonstrate, and radiate divine excellence in this world. And divine excellence does not mean you're a spiritually nice guy. For so long, those of us who are Apex have been convinced that we need to be nice, we need to be kind and soft and sweet to all the gummy worms, and we don't. We don't. The reason that the human race left the golden age still exists, but the reason that humanity walked away from the golden age is because those of us who are exceptional, who came here with excellent talent, excellent brilliance, excellent abilities, we pitied the losers that were running society. We pitied them for being less than us. And so we bowed down, we shrunk ourselves, we made ourselves small so that the bitch-ass motherfuckers that ran society, that created the starvation and created the superstition and created the stupidity and struggle and suffering and slavery that every gummy worm suffers through, we felt sorry for those motherfuckers that created that. And so we didn't stand up in our divine grace and beauty and allow our lights to shine and create a world that works. Now, some of us did, and that's the 1% of the 1% that made history, okay? And so in today's video, I'm gonna give you permission to let go of the things that are actually keeping you in a gummy worm lifestyle. The gummy worm lifestyle is what you want to get rid of. You don't want to get rid of yourself. You don't want to get rid of your life. You want to get your life, and you want to find and be yourself here and now. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for all the likes. All of you who get it. All right. So you are Apex. You were designed to master, demonstrate, dominate, and radiate in this world. So stop crawling, groveling, and begging. You are meant to reign. All right. So the first thing you must never accept, it is luxury or death for us. We do not get to go with hope and happiness and niceness. No. There's no hope for us. There's certainty. There's no happiness for this. There's joy and satisfaction. There is no niceness for us. There's kindness, love, and genuine, intelligent compassion. Okay? So never settle for the prey animal beliefs or ideologies. Never settle for emotions. Hey, what's up, Johnny? Thanks for coming. Never settle for prey animal beliefs and ideologies. Okay? There are emotions that you have been taught to have as an Apex. Lions and tigers experience fear, right? But they don't buy into it. Because the lions and tigers that buy into fear, you know what happens to them, right? They die before they're even big enough to catch food. You'll notice that a tigress will have a litter of like 4, maybe 3 to 5 cubs. How many of them become full-grown tigers? If it's 5 cubs, it'll be 3. If it's 4 cubs, it'll probably be 2 to 3. Not all of them is going to make it, is what I'm saying. And for us in the human world, that seems sad. But for tigers, you don't get to Apex animals don't get to fuck around with weakness in themselves, and they don't grieve. They may grieve for a second or two, but they move on because they've got real lives to live, and that's how we are. So we don't settle for emotions that prey animals bathe in. We never settle for prey animal beliefs or ideologies. Gummy worm gospel is the basis of prey animal mindset. This includes mainstream perspectives on religion, science, spirituality, politics, and relationships. That means that fear, worry, dismay, anxiety, depression, shrinking, conformity, and weakness, these are gummy worm emotions. And when you feel them, it destroys you on the inside. Gummy worms live by that. They're like, I'm afraid. Okay, well, that's their emotion. Okay, fear is something we do experience from time to time, and it's good to have. That's what keeps us alive. But you don't marinate in it, right? You don't turn on Fox or CNN or any other gummy worm channels and go, No, that's not us. These are the hormones of the hunted, not of the hunter. Apex humans don't ask for permission to rise, to create, to improve things. We own the top of the food chain, and we reject anything that smells like submission within ourselves. You're predator, not prey. Apex predator, okay? So this is something that is very hard for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people think it's okay to be worried all the time, or dismayed, or full of anxiety, obsessive, obedient, shrinking, all right? There's a herd mentality to that. And it's easy to find people that can identify with you and go, oh, yeah, I know it hurts. It hurts, all right? So it's like, yeah. So Neural Mall says, true, but some turn that experience fear, excuse me. Some, let me turn my light up. And so if you have questions, guys, legitimate questions, I'll answer them. You don't have to pay for that stuff. It's like, I just do this because I love it and enjoy it. I get tons of money outside of here, so I don't care. All right. True, but some, so this is Neuromal said, true, but some that experience fear turn into monsters. No. People that experience fear will, and thank you for that, by the way. People that experience fear, I guess you're right. I mean, what I mean to say is I don't want people to think that, we're the monsters, okay? We're the monsters, right? We're the ones that are the most frightening thing in the human experience. But we have, you're right. I'm going to completely validate you, Neuromal. I'm going to completely validate you. You're right. But we're the monsters, and we have to own that. We have to own that we are the apex predators. Imagine a tiger slunking around and doing like this. Right? That tiger would never survive in the wild. His parents would probably kill him. The large cats, that's why I love them so much. They beat the shit out of their offspring to let them go out in the world. Like, you should see how mountain lions release their kids into the world. Once they're old enough to hunt for themselves and they've demonstrated their ability, they beat the shit out of them and get the fuck out of here. I'm not saying humans should do that. Okay, humans don't have claws and fangs, and we don't kill things with our mouths and hands to eat them. But maybe some things, but little things like mice. You know, if you got to eat a mouse, maybe you got to take your hands and rip his head off or something. But don't do that. But I'm saying that's not our design. But our design is our ability to think clearly and to be intelligent and to create. And so we have to challenge our children and push them out in the world sometimes. And sometimes it's an unpleasant thing. And so in initiatic societies, they did that. You know, especially with boys who don't have a built-in initiation like females that bleed. Boys don't do that. All they do is they get a hard on at a certain point in their life, and they're like, oh, I'm a man. No, you're not. And they would go and they would cut you up, or they do things to you, and then you'd be like, oh shit, okay, life requires focus and engagement, and I've got to get out there and be a killer. And I mean killer in a metaphorical sense, not in a other sense, all right? Okay, so never settle for the emotions that are associated with prey animals. So yeah, fear is something that, hopefully fear turns you into the kind of monster that the parasites running the society shit their pants about, and they don't come near you. Because it's time for us not to rise up, but to wake the fuck up. Okay? And so that's the first thing. Never settle for the emotions of gummy worms. If you are obsessively anxious, and you have power in you, it's probably because you're not afraid of the world. You're afraid of yourself. Okay? So I beat that horse to death. Okay, you're a predator. You're an apex predator. You're not prey. So just understand that if you're feeling obsessiveness and anxiety, and you go to the therapist, and the therapist goes, you're such a victim, and you need to be feeling sad for yourself. You had trauma as a child, and you should really feel bad for yourself. If your therapist says that, say thank you, this is the last session, I'm gonna go and find a way to feel stronger about myself, or find a therapist that empowers, uplifts, and encourages you to tap into that divine power that you have within yourself. Okay? Apex humans are the top of the food chain, and anything beneath her or him is unacceptable. So never accept emotions that are beneath your station. The second thing that you must do is never believe the lies of the gummy worm gospel. Never settle for prey animal beliefs and ideologies. That's in religion, science, politics, spirituality, relationships, whatever. All of these things are infected with herd ideology. The gummy worm gospel feeds sugar to the masses while numbing their divine hunger. You have a divine hunger. You want to experience and create a world that works. Right now, this world doesn't work. The church is fucking bullshit. They believe in this eternal, powerful God, and yet there are starving children, and children getting their heads and arms and hands blown off in other countries. And they say, oh, well, God, this and that. Bull fucking shit. Your God is a bitch. Because you're not out there making things happen. You're not creating a world that works. And so we create a world that works in our own sort of thing. And this is the thing about the Christian church. It's so massive and so global, and yet in their countries where they are located, their kids getting their heads blown off. These are kids that could create solutions. All children are apex, by the way. All children under the age of 5 are apex, all right? And that includes Down syndrome, all of them. Because it takes about 5 to 7 years to break a human brain and turn them into a gummy worm. And so all children under the age of 5 are apex. Some rare children adopt the gummy worm mind and turn into worthless gummy worms, but that's okay. We're not worried about them. So never believe the lies of the ideologies of gummy worm gospel. Okay, it'll offer you comfort. It'll encourage you to be a conformist, and it'll cause you to be content with lesser than an evolved consciousness. This is Apex Human Awakening. This is Geopolitical Christianity. This is about activating our link to the Most High God. And the Most High God doesn't give a fuck about all this gummy worm bullshit. Okay? He created gummy worms too, and he loves them too, but you're not part of that community. You're a chosen priesthood. You are a chosen group of people. Okay? And it says that in the New Testament. The Christian part of the Jewish Bible. Okay? All right. See if we have valuable questions. Oh, thank you. Loaded baked potatoes. I love that. All right. A gummy worm is just a human that has outsourced their divinity and their power to a god in the sky. That's what a gummy worm is. A gummy worm is a human without a soul. All children are apex humans. And watch them on the playground. They're fucking killers. They're animals. I call children human-shaped animals. I don't even call them humans. They're actually human-shaped animals. Watch children on the playground. They do the social hierarchy. They stratify themselves. You notice how maybe you were one of those kids that was like a top of the food chain child, and then you turned like 10 years old and you became a gummy worm, or 8 years old because you want to be a nice person, right? And so a gummy worm is just a human that outsources their power to government, politics, religion, society, women, men, the man. The man is holding me down. That's outsourcing your power. The man can't hold you down. You're a god. The only way a man can ever hold you down is if you bend over and let him. Whether you bend over forward or you bend over backwards, whatever. You're bending over and you're taking it. Okay? We are gods. Jesus said that. That's what makes me a Christian. I believe what Jesus said. Okay? He wasn't a bitch. All right? So, gummy worm gospel feeds sugar to the masses, numbs their brains, and encourages people to be losers. All right? So, you're the exception. All right? You are the resolution to this bullshit lifestyle. You're actually a threat. And you need to get to a point where you can harmoniously accept that, express that, and be that. And be that without having guns pointed at you by the gummy worm protectors, the piglets. All right? I love the police force, but I call them piglets because they all cute. All right? You're apex. You're above the mainstream mind control masses. All right? The third thing you want to keep in mind is that you must never, it's luxury or death for us, okay? Never accept rushing. Never accept scarcity, because that means rushing, money, scarcity, time, all that stuff. Royalty moves with rhythm. I noticed as I was driving on the road, and I see people hunched over the steering wheels, and they're like this. And it's like, bro, girl, like, what the fuck? Like, chill. like, we're all going to the same place, and I always get there faster because I'm chill. Like, I'm the asshole that drives like 5 miles below the speed limit. Not all the time, but typically I'm not driving that fast because I don't have anywhere to rush to. Even if I have to get somewhere like for real, like quick, I'm not rushing. Why would I? I got all the time in the world. I've done this before. I'm not a gummy worm. I'm not a bitch. All right, yeah. Oh, hey, Tools, welcome back. What's up? What's up? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Let me see. Shout out, sub, the Glad Koi. Okay, good. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. So never rush. You can get up earlier. You can do it. Look, if you're late, and this is the thing, I used to beat myself up about this. I would get to work late every motherfucking day. I'm not even lying. People would always be like, how is Merlin always fucking late? And he still has a job like 5 years and still gets all of his raises. That's when I was acting like a gummy worm, but I still was showing my apex nature by showing up late every motherfucking day. I can't even believe that there are so many jobs that I had. I'm not lying to you guys. I was late every fucking day. I don't even know, because I'm Apex, and the most time. I'll tell you why I always had these jobs, because I was a fucking killer, man. I was so good at what I did, and I went above and beyond. Not because I was trying to kiss someone's ass, because if I want to kiss an ass, I'm gonna find a hot woman and kiss her ass. But I'm not going to kiss my boss's ass. But I was really good at what I did. The customers love me, the patients love me, the physicians love me, and I gave the organizations I work with international attention. Like, I literally got them visitors from Europe to say, why is this the one system in the United States that's doing as good as we are doing in Northern Europe? In Northern Europe, Apex is part of the world. Those motherfuckers are Apex, hands down, no lie. All right, so I never showed up on time. It was rare. If I wanted to show up on time, that's because I was getting up at 4 and working out. But outside of that, I would show up late every fucking day. And I would walk in. You didn't see me running. And this is like for years. Okay? So never rush. Okay? If you're under all right? So I'm just gonna leave it right there. All right? Never rush. Never ever rush. King's plan. You notice how lions, the only time they run is when they're about to kill. Tigers only run when they're about to kill. Every other time they just walk. They chill. You got time and you have money. Even if you're broke and you don't have a lot of money, you do have money. It's just not physically here now. You got to act like you already got it. And you got to go out there, and you're going to go out there and get it. You're going to get rich. You're going to find the money. You're going to be all right. But you got to resonate with your lifestyle. And the Most High God is not going to give you what you don't match up with. You're worthy of wealth. You're worthy of power. You're worthy of women and men and comfort and luxury. You're worthy of all that because you're Apex. You're supposed to have those things. You're the best. You're supposed to have the best. All right? And the only reason you don't have that is because you're settling for less. Don't do that anymore. But it starts inside. Okay? Let's see. We got questions. Oh, thanks, yo. Two duels. You can come and go as you please, bro. I'm not sweating it. Coming. That's another thing. Like, there's plenty of people to watch this content and benefit from it. Watch it whenever you feel like it, or don't watch it, dude. I love seeing you. I like you. You're true, man. You're from the beginning. You go back all the way to last year. So I'm down with you. I fuck with you, bro. So don't worry about it. Anyway, the Most High God provides you with extra time, extra money, extra whatever you want. I can give you so many stories that I'm not gonna do to make this go on forever and ever. But don't ever rush. You got plenty of time, and don't worry about money. Never worry about money. That's gummy worm bullshit. If you don't have the money, find the way to make it work. Okay, find a way to make it work, and know that you're gonna get the money. You're gonna find a way to create a new revenue stream. You're gonna walk into the money that you need. Don't worry about that shit. Every time you open yourself up and match what you deserve and what you really are, it always fucking comes to you. So don't bitch out. All right. Rushing is the religion of the insecure. You see these motherfuckers, what they do like that? Bitches, fuck them. Don't be that person, okay? Don't cuss them out and treat them like shit, even if they're losers. Just understand, okay, God is showing me what a loser is. I'm not gonna be that. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna call my boss and say, yo, I'm gonna be in 30 minutes late. I'm gonna be 5 minutes late. I'm gonna be 10 minutes late. Whatever. Just let them know and chill. Okay, we're gonna write you up. All right. I'm not getting in an accident for you motherfuckers. I'm not stressing. I'm not gonna drink cortisol in my blood for the next 30 minutes for you bitches. Fuck you. No. Even if you like them, fuck them. Don't kill yourself for them. Anyway, rushing is the religion of the bitches. All right, other gummy worms. As an apex being, you move with the current that aligns with your soul. All right, not with the clock barking at you like a slave master. No, do CP time, colored people time. All right, let urgency die and let divinity decide to think. Look, if you're on time, don't start showing up late. That's stupid. That's not your nature, okay? If you like, you're one of those Japanese, German, Anglo people, it always shows up on time. Don't just fucking show up late. That's not you. Be yourself. Be authentic. But I'm saying for y'all niggas out there, like, that's all I'm gonna say. Own it. Be okay with it, you know, and chill. If you got to get up early, get up early, but never rush. Never put yourself in a place where you are putting yourself in a stressful place for some motherfucking gummy worm. Okay, don't do that shit. Number 3, never accept compensation below your worth. If anybody's giving you money or pay beneath you, fuck that. Don't take the money. If you say I'm gonna charge $8,000 for this service, and you know you're giving them like $10,000 worth of service, and they say, oh, I'm gonna give you $7,500. Fuck them. Do it for free. Either take no money, or don't do the work at all, or take or just say no. That's my price. All right. Fuck them. All right. If you're underpaid, that's theft. Undervalued, that's disrespect. I was working for a place and they didn't pay me for like 3 days or something like that. I just didn't go to work. And I was living in my car, okay? And you know, most people, they were like, oh, we're gonna be late on the checks. And in the meeting with all my coworkers, fuck them, I don't care. But like all my coworkers were there and they were like, oh, this company does this all the time. I'm not gonna name the company. And I was like, why are you still here? I said that in front of all the bosses and everybody. I was like, why are you here? If they don't pay you and they miss your check for like a day or a week, if they miss my check for 3 hours, oh, you're not gonna see me the next day. Okay, so unless I really love the work, like I really, really love it, and I feel like I'm getting paid just by being there, fuck, you know, I'm not gonna do that. Never, ever, ever accept anything less than what you charge. If you charge such and such for your service and you love it with all your heart, then do the service for free, or do it and say, I'm not gonna take your money, because that's not what I charge. I'm gonna give you this service, but guess what? Let's say you charge like $8,000 to help a person's company do some advertisement or something. Give them a free sample, but give them the bombest ass fucking work that doesn't take away from your personal time and your space. So give them something that's gonna really give them value, but don't ever insult yourself by taking less than what you charge. If you charge $10,000 and they want to give you $9,000, fuck them. No. I'll give you a free service, but I charge $10,000. Never take what's less than what's for you. And I'm telling you, man, I fucking quit this one job because they weren't paying me, man. I mean, they just paid me like 4 days late, and I was like, fuck you guys, I'm out. And so I never do that. And I needed the money, totally needed it. But then I found a way to make money another way. So I always do, because I'm brilliant. I'm Apex. All right. You either give the value freely like a god, because you have access to the Most High. The Most High always comes through for you, or you change what you're worth, or you change what you're worth. Like basically, give them something else. Say, look, this is what I'm going to give you, and this is for free. And when you're ready to pay for the services, the fees that I want, then let's talk. But never, ever settle for money less than what you charge. You're not going to bargain for scarcity. You are connected to the king of the universe, the source being of all things. You're connected to the universal bank account. There's a mountain of gold with your name on it. Don't ever settle for anything else. Hold your price, all right? Or starve the world until they give you what you fucking deserve, all right? And then 5, all right? 5 and 5. Never be limited by the morality of the herd. We are apex killers, okay? And I'm using killers in the metaphorical sense. Don't go out there and be a dumbass, because society would take you out and you're not one of us. But what I mean is, we are apex creatures. The morality of the lion is not the morality of the sheep. Sheep are good, beautiful, godly creatures. God made them to be what they are. They're supposed to be grass-eating, scared creatures. That's what God put in them. Fear is in their nature, and it's a beautiful thing. And I love sheep. Okay, they're beautiful creatures. But I'm a tiliger. Okay, I'll tell you what that is later. But I'm part of the large cats. I'm a pantheran. That's my nature. All right. And so God made me to have a certain morality. That's not their morality. And so part of herd morality is like, explain yourself to your boss. Be a nice person. Um, you know, bend over backwards. Sacrifice yourself. All right. Yeah, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that causes your spirit to go, ugh. But you've forgotten that, ugh, because when you were a little kid, you were taught to be a loser, to like bow and to be a bitch, you know? And as a result, you became a gummy worm. And so you started to give up on life. You say, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore. I don't feel like I'm alive anymore. Of course you don't, because you're not alive. You're a lion, but you're acting like a lamb. And that's not in your nature. That's not the way the Creator made you. The Creator sent a solution to Earth. Earth, and I say the Creator, I'm talking about the source code, right? We are the new algorithm. There's no stopping us. Okay? They could put something in the water that killed us all off. In one generation, we would be all that's here. Because you can't convert a person into what we are. We are born. All the gummy worms are giving birth to us. They're not going to be any gummy worms in 100 years. Because every child that's born is going to like this message. They're going to understand this. And they're going to live this message. And so we're not going to invade from the sky. That's stupid. What the fuck? That's stupid. We're going to come into this world through their wombs. They're going to nurture us, love us, feed us, give us homes, give us shelter. They're going to give us money. And they're not going to realize that we're taking over. Okay? So there's a morality that's objective. It's the law of the jungle. And God has put that in your being, in your heart. So you know what's actually right. You know what's objectively moral. So when they tell you, don't eat pork, I don't suggest you eat pork because I think that's disgusting meat. But I'm saying, if it's supposed to be for you, fucking eat it. But no, you grew up Adventist. You're not supposed to eat pork. You grew up a Muslim. You're not supposed to eat ham sandwiches. You grew up a Jew. You can't eat the ham hocks. Okay, maybe that's God's food for you. I think it's disgusting, but you do you, boo-boo, right? So herd morality is a moral system that helps you to stay small and turn off your inner compass. And how can you get where you want to go if your inner compass is turned off? If the voice of God inside of you is shut off or you're confusing it. You know how many times, like, look, when I was married, I'm going to tell you this shit. Now, monogamy, I meant that, is not for everybody, okay? Monogamy is for those that it's for. There's nothing wrong with monogamy. I think it's a beautiful thing for the people that it's for, all right? But in my spirit, I always knew, look, I'm Marian. I don't do monogamy for real, for real. I'll have a queen. She's my number one, and she's the one that builds the empire with me, and she's going to decide what kind of concubines I have, but I get to have more than just one woman in my life if that works for me, right? And it does, kind of. But I've always been that way, okay? But I grew up in a nation, in a culture, greater culture that was like monotony is the only way. And that's the only thing. And that's how you're supposed to do it. Well, that's not what I am. That's not what I am. And the moral code says, oh, one wife, be faithful and be loyal. You know what I did when I first got married? I told my wife at the time, before I got married, I told her, look, I find other women attractive. I got within the first couple of weeks, I was like, yo, like, let's be honest. If I find other people attractive and you find other people attractive, are we going to be dumbasses and pretend like that's not a thing? I was a virgin when I got married. I mean, when I met my wife, we had sex before we got married, but I knew I was going to marry her. That's why I had sex with her. But I was a virgin when I met her. I'm talking, I didn't poke, I didn't stroke, I didn't do nothing with women. I didn't even kiss. I kissed one girl, but it was like a peck on the lips. I was a real fucking virgin. Like, stuff I talk about, I live, okay? And so I was that virgin because I was following their moral code. And I got married, and I was like, wait a second. This stuff is good, right? The sex stuff, right? And I was like, if it's good with her, And I kind of like her. I do. I loved her. But we got married for other reasons, right? We wanted to help with her legal situation. If I like her and I like her, it's got to be better over there. You know what I'm saying? And so I was definitely loyal to her until about 12 years into the marriage. Like, I stopped having sex. Like, we were not having sex for a long time, but I was trying to be moral. But I was living by gummy worm morality is what I'm saying. I'm not going to go into all the details of all the wonderful women experiences I had after that, because I was like, I told her, I'm not one of those guys that's going to cheat. I don't fucking cheat. I'm not a bitch. I'll tell you what I'm going to do before I do it. If you're all right with it, okay, I'm going to go and do it. But if you don't like that and it bothers you and it hurts you and it breaks your heart, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. And I'm not trying to hurt my queen, my empress, my empire builder. I want to make sure that you're 100% on board with this before I go and do what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to destroy you. And I'm going to let you know before we do this thing, okay? And so I'm like that with all the women I deal with. And so I understood that I'm a tiger, okay? I have a certain build. God made me a certain way. I'm not going to follow their bitch ass morality, because that's going to destroy me as a person. It's going to make me unhappy, unfulfilled, unsatisfied. It's okay to be unhappy, but it's make me unsatisfied, and that's not fucking acceptable. And so I told my wife that, and then eventually I went out and had sex with other women, lots of them, and it was amazing. And she knew about it. And every time I met her do well, I was like, yo, this is what I'm about to do. You got to understand that. She was like, stop telling me. I don't give a fuck. Because we weren't having sex for about 5 years by that point, so it didn't matter anymore. We were still physically, legally married, though. And so, but she knew it. I made it very clear to her, and I wrote letters so that it was legally documented that I made that clear. Okay, so I covered my ass. But the morality of the herd, I'm just telling you that because not everybody needs to do that. Don't fucking do that shit, because your wife may try and cut you up for that. But I'm saying, like, don't tell your wife, hey, I'm gonna do this, and she's not down with it. You go do it, then you get like cut, and then kids take it away from you, takes all your money. Be smart, you know, maybe divorce her ass and then go do that, whatever. You know what's best for you. You need to find that out. Your apex God will talk to you and show you the way. Yes, God will talk to you and show you the way. I mean, read the Bible. You know how many men like us had so many women and wives? Like, fucking, like, have a functioning brain. They tell you this one wife for life bullshit. That's fucking trash. Don't do that shit. You're gonna destroy your children and your family and your life if you do that shit. I did that, and it gave my life, my family, a lot of hardship. When I started doing better things, I had a better relationship with my children, and had better relationships with the people in life. And of course, I broke it off with their mom and did not make our relationship better, but fuck her. All right. So anyway, herd morality gets in the way of your path and what God has for you. You know, the herd morality is for, like, you know, again, it's for the prey animal. All right. Us apex people, luxury is for us. Part of herd morality is riches is bad. Having luxury is bad. Being proud is bad. Being ostentatious is bad. Audacious is bad. You need to be humble. You need to lay yourself down like a little bitch and get fucked over. Okay, that's not what the Creator has for us as apex people. He has that for the gummy worms. He has that for sheep. He has that for prey animals. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You got to decide, am I a prey animal or am I apex? Do I need to live a life of quiet desperation and suffer for the rest of my existence? Or do I need to live an apex life and have an amazing life? Okay, make your decision. There's nothing wrong with being a gummy worm. All I'm saying is, now you know you've chosen a gummy worm life. Come to terms with that. Choose happiness, choose hope, because those are all the things you're going to have is happiness and hope and praying, okay? But we get results, all right? So gummy worms rely on their morality, on their moralistic sense, all right? You are among God's king of beasts. You're a God among beasts, okay? You can wield, I'm gonna say this, it's gonna be harsh, but I'm gonna say it. You can wield sadistic seduction for harmonious ends. You have that power. You have that ability, okay? Not everybody does, but us apex people do. And you do have to work up to that. If you live your entire life as a gummy worm, well, you gotta work up to that. The gummy worm gospel fears the power that you wield. And if you've been aligning yourself with the gummy worm gospel for so long, you've been encoding this pansified worm life into yourself, and it's eating you alive. Now, don't go out there having been a gummy worm for 40 motherfucking years and think you're going to go out there and just be an apex lion all of a sudden. Now, you got to cleanse your mind of gummy worm ideology. That's why I made this video. Watch this video later and take in the codes again. You've got to break yourself of that. Think about the hall of faith. Read Hebrews 11 and look at all those people in there. These are not like the good moral people that did what Jesus would do. Not even Jesus did what Jesus would do. Jesus kicked some ass. He told people they were dogs. They tried to kill him so many times. And if you knew all the stories about Jesus that are not in the Bible, you'd be like, what? Read the stories about Jesus that are just in the Bible. You see he's a gangster, a world traveler, a man of means. If you actually read the Bible, he had gold. I mean, I'm not even gonna get into it. Jesus was a savage, not like a savage, like a gummy worm, but he was a true sovereign. Let me say that. He was a sovereign. Jesus was a sovereign. Rabbi Yeshua ben Yosef was a sovereign. And he called us to be that. He said, you are the gods. So why are you acting like a gummy worm? Okay? Herd morality fears your sovereignty, but you wield sovereignty with power, with pleasure, and with precision. Okay? So it's up to you to protect it, to build it, and to conquer the world that you intend to create. Okay? You're not here to be tamed. You're here to tame reality and shape it and mold it to your desires. All right? So the substrate of reality designed you to be a powerful, powerful being in this world, to create harmony, to bring heaven here. That is why we are here. We're not here to just be in the world and fuck people over and take what's ours. That's stupid. There's nothing here that matters to us. Like, you know, think about when Satan came to Jesus and Peter. Peter and Satan are the same in these stories. But and Satan said to Jesus when he was in the wilderness, he said, I'll give you the kingdoms of the world. I'll make you God over all of them. And Jesus was like, ugh, I don't want this shit, man. You know, I already own this shit. I already own all this. Like, what are you doing, man? If you knew where you came from, if you knew what you came from, you wouldn't give a fuck about all this. Of course, you'd want the wealth and the luxury and all this stuff because it keeps you on task. It creates the life that you deserve. But if you remembered where you came from, if you remembered the world that you came from to this gummy worm existence, you realize, like, first of all, why am I ever broke? Second of all, why do I even care about this shit? And why am I giving up? Like, why am I so afraid? Why are you afraid of the people that are running the world? They're beneath you, man. You're the 1%, the true elite, the 1% of the 1%. Okay? All right. Samuel Gomez, what's up? What's up? I'm about to close down here. We're talking about the luxury that you should accept. Never accept anything less than the best for you if you're an apex human. All right? You are apex. You were never meant to shrink, submit, or survive, or struggle, or suffer, or be a superstitious savage. You were designed to expand, to rule, command, and to create a life that works for you. The world is made better by you entering your golden age. Refuse anything less than excellence in yourself first, and then in the world. Don't let anybody give you anything but best. And I'm talking, look, if you're in a place right now, you've built up a gummy worm reality, and perhaps your wife isn't giving you the sex that you want, or your husband isn't providing you the security and the stability that you want. You've built that up, okay? There's a path from the gummy worms, like fake life that you built for yourself, to the apex life. And that path can be 40 years, like the children of Israel, the children of Israel in the wilderness, or it can be 4 days, 4 hours, 4 minutes. And I fucking mean that shit. I've seen magic, enchantment, miracles unfold in my life just like that when I open myself up to it. The more I open myself up to the power the Most High has for me, the more I open myself up to the beauty that God has for me, the more it flows into my life. It floods my experience, thriving, prospering, beauty, pleasure, connection. You know how many gorgeous... All I can say is, look, I've gotten to a point that, it's nice to have a little sweetie, that's nice. And, and I shut myself off from it for about a couple of years. It was like a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. But I can have whatever I want. And I don't have millions and millions of dollars actually in my account right now. Okay? So it has nothing to do with okay, I have money and I have status and that's what the women are coming. No. There's something else. And I'm saying that something else is already in you. All you have to do is awaken it. And it doesn't just mean like women and stuff. I mean, there's men out there that are struggling because their wife ain't giving it up like that, and they feel bad, and then they go work to 9 to 5 to protect her and provide for her, and she ain't doing her part or whatever, and she shouldn't have to. And then there's women that are in relationships and they feel like their husband's a loser because he's not doing it, and he's like a gummy worm, and he hates his life, but he just doesn't care to be better. Okay, don't just leave him for a rich motherfucker. But I'm saying, like, you can move from the drudgery of your life as it is right now to a life that feels like the life of the Most High. Read Psalms 23. Everybody knows that psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, is the first verse. Like, so if your life is a life of lack and scarcity and struggling and not having enough, that makes no sense. That means the Lord's not your shepherd. That means Satan's your shepherd. Restriction, barriers, rules, regulation, that's Satan's job, right? And that's your life. And so all you have to do is realign yourself with your true purpose, and when you do, everything falls in place. So you were never meant to shrink. You were designed to expand. Refuse anything than the excellence for yourself. If you have a life and it's not working for you, it's not excellent. It's not good enough for you. Start right now, in this minute, in this moment, accepting the best for yourself, receiving the best for yourself. You're not here to be liked, okay? You're not here to be looked at as a good person. You're here to make changes. You're here to create heaven on earth, and you're here to be exceptional. You're here to be remembered, okay? So if this message lit something primal in you, grab your copy of. I'm gonna slowly reveal it, because you know what I'm about to say. Hey, God, wake the fuck up. Bible wisdom you're not supposed to know about the real life and the real you. This is going to give you the codes necessary to awaken your divinity. And good, look, you ain't got to buy the book. Like, I ain't that desperate, y'all. You don't have to buy the book for it to open up those things. Just hearing, hey, God, wake the fuck up should ignite something in you. But this is going to help to streamline that process. And you can get it for $8, or you can just read part of it. You can read part of it for free. Like, easy. I gave you guys a little free sample. You can read that free sample, but if you want the whole book, the whole kit and caboodle, get that. It's gonna fucking open up everything for you. You're like, what? God did what? Or what? God does that? Yeah, and then read the Bible. I got all the Bible references in there, and I actually give you the original Greco-Roman and Hebraic cultural contexts behind what I'm saying. It's based on deep etymology and things like that. So I go back to the ancient Proto-Phoenician origins of a lot of these stories and break them down. That's what my doctorate looked into. So make sure you check it out. It's going to change your life. If you're apex enough to lead, coach, or influence, I'll show you how to turn your spiritual savagery into powerful, effective influence, right? DM me if you want to check out some of the stuff I got for you, and I'll link up. So don't just like or follow. Make sure you share if it serves you and if you have people that get this stuff. And we'll see you in the next couple of videos. Thanks for watching. Stay Apex.